Welcome to Bear Insomnia. Make sure you subscribe right now. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. Please leave a comment below. And I do spiritual consultations. I do spiritual outlines, especially for beginners who are just starting their journey. And I do decodings of all types, from dream decodings to anything that's going on in your life. You make sure that you email me, bearinsomnia@gmail.com. And follow me on Twitter at bearinsomnia. Everything is in the description. So today I'll be discussing what is prison. Now, most of you may know that we are in a prison right now. The human body is the soul's prison, and this is by choice. You choose to come down here. You choose to have this experience. Maybe it's a part of your path to have this experience. Maybe it's a part of your path to have multiple human experiences, which, most of us, may have already had, because the more human experiences you go through is the more light that you gain. And eventually you come to that conclusion and come to that realization of where you're really coming from, and that this is all an illusion. This is not what's real. This is all an illusion, right? And you understand that you're only, in this human bondage because it was your choice to do so. You understand? In the mythology, they talk about how, we, as the chaos beings we are, experimented with this human body and got too comfortable in it to the point that we ended up trapping ourselves in it. You understand? So we made that mistake. You understand? And now in this human experience, there's still more prisons within the prison that can hold you back from gaining that light to come to a realization. You understand? Or even going further on your path, right? So a prison here in this human cycle would be being stagnant, or being in a stagnant place, mostly mentally. If you have a job and you work for 12 to 8 hours a day, that's prison. You understand? Especially if you want out. And even if you don't want out, you done got adjusted. You just adjusted to the prison, pretty much. If you enjoy, someone telling you what to do every day, for a long period of time, and it's enormous hours, like you're working non-stop, you're not even getting a chance to breathe, or even sit at home. That's a prison, because you're not getting that relaxation time. You're not getting that time to self. Your time is dedicated to someone else. Your energy is going and feeding someone else. Now, that is not to say that you cannot have a job, because, of course, if you need one, you must have one, because you need money to survive, correct? Cool. That's understandable. But if you don't like that job and you don't want to be there, you don't have to. So if you remain there and you don't evolve, and you stay there for years upon years and you never go anywhere, you're in a prison. And yes, this prison starts out mentally. You understand? This is all, in correlation to the hell that I spoke of, in a previous video. You understand? You being stagnant is a prison. The goal is to be as free as possible. To be as free as possible, and to come to terms with this human shit. Because if you stay in a stagnant place, what happens now is you cannot come to terms, because there was so much shit that you wanted to do that you couldn't do, that you cannot let go of this human cycle. So when it comes time that you pass on, you'll end up coming right back here again, because you ended up stagnated in your reality. You wanted to go and do things. You wanted to do different things, but you couldn't do it. Some people have jobs that really stop them from enjoying life. And if you can't enjoy this reality, you're pretty much in a prison. You're in a prison because you cannot do what you want. You are confined to rules. Someone can say whatever they want to you, and you really can't do anything about it besides call HR. You understand? And that's just talking about the worker, the everyday worker, the person who has a job under someone. You understand? You don't have to remain there. It's all about your mind state and if you're ready to go and do something else, because you don't have to do that. We're not all meant to have jobs, like myself, because I've had jobs and shit was not for me at all. And it felt like I was constricted. It felt like I was in bondage. Every day I was there. I did not like it. You understand? I'm not confined to rules. I really like to do my own thing, and that's my purpose here. You understand? So, you don't have to be confined to rules. You don't have to be confined to discipline from someone who you're more than likely way smarter than. You understand? You ain't confined to that. And if it's someone's purpose to be working and doing that, then that's on them. You understand? Some people love the prison. Some people have, found their purpose in a prison setting. You understand? But you specifically, if that's not what you want to do, then you don't have to do it. It can be something that you're doing for the meantime until you get to that next place that you're trying to go. You understand? It's all about evolving. This is all about evolving. And we're only talking about the workspace. Now, let's go on to the relationship part. Your relationship can be a prison. And we're talking about your so-called love life that ain't really a love life, because you are confined to a person because 9 times out of 10, you're scared to be lonely. You might not find another one. I gotta keep working with this shit and make the best of it. We're gonna eventually get it together. Prison. That is prison shit right there. That's a prison mindset. You're in prison because you think that you have to be confined to this person. It's prison mindset. It's prison. You don't have to be confined to anyone. And, if you want to leave that person and that person ain't doing you well, ain't doing your mental health well, it's time to go. It's time to pack it up. It's time to leave. It's time to get into some self-love so you can develop that freedom. Do you understand? And I'm not saying you can't have nobody, because obviously you're going to want somebody. Obviously you're going to fuck. You want to fuck. Obviously, do the damn thing. Go ahead, go for it. If you want a partner, that's cool, but your partner ain't going to be your downfall. If your partner is your downfall, then that's a prison. You understand? You're in a prison place when you're with someone who is not in your best interest and ain't doing you well. You understand? Because if you truly love someone, if two people are in love, they're not gonna have so much confliction. That's just not how it works. Love goes beyond physical. There's never a confliction between the two, even though you can butt heads at times. That's not gonna be the totality of it. Do you understand? Because you can love someone no matter what they do. That's real love. Real love ain't defined by human shit. Real love ain't confined by the human shit that's done by the person that you love, because when you love someone, you can see past the human bullshit. Do you understand? And most times people are not in love, and love is hard to find, because people think that they love a person and that person loves them just because they ain't doing the foulest shit to them. But in hindsight, they are, without you realizing it. Like, for example, if that person wants to have a child and you don't, but you're still settling to have the child, they ain't doing you a just. Now, I'm not saying you cannot have kids, but if you want to, that's cool. But honestly, a kid can be your downfall. And I don't want you to take it like, what are you saying about kids? Like, kids are the worst shit in the world. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, a lot of people ain't meant to have kids. Meaning, a kid can stop you on your journey, which it can. You understand? I personally won't be having any kids and don't plan to have any kids, because I know that it's not for me. That doesn't resonate with me and my purpose that is here right now. That's not it for me. I'm not here to have children. All right? children can be your downfall. We gotta look past the human shit. You know, you bringing another nigga down here through birth, they're being used as, and they're coming through a vessel, you know, which is you and the person that you impregnated, or, you know, you being impregnated and the person that impregnated you. They're coming through you, using you as a vessel, and you creating a whole new life down here. I mean, you know, I guess that can go good or bad depending on you know, if it's meant to be. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, period. You know, and I'm not saying that it's the worst thing in the world. However, a kid can be prison for you as well, depending on what your path is in life. It can be that way. You understand? That's just how it is. You know, this is not a utopia, as I say, as many people say. It's not a utopia here, but you create the best possible situation down here that you can, so you can come to terms with this shit down here, so you never return again. Do you understand? Promise you, I'm not impressed with a majority of the shit that's down here. Besides, you know, the people that are closely connected with me on a soul level, I'm not impressed by this bullshit. I'm not impressed by material. None of that shit impresses me at all. Doesn't move me at all. Understand? I have seen things greater, far greater than this shit in my own meditations, in the spirit world, way greater than this bullshit that exists down here. Like I said, down here you create a replica of the worlds to come for you after this life cycle, so you can live in that after this life cycle. Because like I said, the mind is all, the universe is mental. So mentally, your thoughts, where you're at, is where you're going to go after this. Your level of thought is a level in the spirit world where you're gonna be. Depending on where your creativity and imagination is and what you want, where that is on a mental level, is going to depend on where you go in the spirit world. There's even levels of consciousness in the spirit world. So if you are on a certain frequency and vibration, thoughts wise, that is where you're going to go. You're going to go into that thought when you pass. If and only if you can let this bullshit go. But once you are in that mind state, you've already letting this bullshit go already, because you already know what the fuck is up. Once you know, you know. You know, you ain't got too much figuring out to do after that, aside from ascending and going into deeper and newer levels, and graduating into newer levels once you leave, because you're still gonna forever evolve, and that's a promise. You know, we were always here, meaning we always existed. There's never a time we did not exist. No, we always were. You understand? We are melanin. We are everything. The mind is all. So we've always existed. You understand? It's just rebirthing and cycles and, you know, different dimensions that you go into. You understand? But all in all, you know, the key goal is to be as free as possible down here. You know? So you can have a kid, you can have a job, you can have all that shit, relationship, whatever. But once it's not doing you a just, it's a prison. Sometimes even if it is doing you a just, it can still be a prison, because it could be blocking you off from something much greater that you can be doing. That's your path. So certain things, like, again, if you stay stagnated in one area, it's like, you know, you're just going to miss out on other shit that you were supposed to come to terms with down here. You understand? So you just have to keep all that in mind. You know, there are levels in thought, you understand, that you go to. And when you leave here, whatever level of thought you're at is where you're going to be once you leave, period. You understand? But yeah, man, the prison is being stagnant, being in a stagnant place mentally, because again, you can only exist in these places and stay in these places only if your mental level is that. You understand? And this is Bear Insomnia. Make sure you subscribe right now. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. Please leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel. And once again, I do spiritual consultations. I do spiritual outlines for people beginning their journey, just beginning. And I do decodings of all types, from dream decodings to anything that is going on in your life. You make sure that you email me, baronsomnia@gmail.com, and you make sure you follow me on Twitter at baronsomnia. This is Baronsomnia. Y'all have a beautiful Sunday. Peace.